in the comments and stuff like that at the same time. But hello and happy Friday, everyone. We are the Afro-Vegan Society team here for our August version of the virtual happy hour. We are so excited to see y'all, especially after Vegan Soul Fest that just happened last weekend. So, yes, we are here with the team. Let us just introduce ourselves really quick before we get started with our drinks. So, hopefully, you have all the things you need to drink and eat along with us. So, I'm Jamila Anahata. I am the marketing director of Afro-Vegan Society.
I'm Jasmin Johnsons. I'm the donor relations manager.
Oh no, okay, well, Jess probably have to hop off real quick, but on her behalf, I'll let you know. Her name is Jessica Sanders, and she is the community engagement coordinator. So she'll be back on real quick. Technical difficulties, it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. And I'm gonna read something that says today, Jess is sharing a few ways, but oh, okay, never mind. That was from last time. Scratch that. But yeah, so we're gonna go right into everything. So we are going to be doing our drinks. We're going to go right into our meals, and then as we wrap up towards the end, we're going to do a taste test and let you know how everything tastes at the same time.
Yes.
So, and I am so excited. And yeah, actually, let's just get right into it, y'all. We have a long night. We're going to have some fun. Let's chop it up together and make some delicious food. So we're going to be moving on to Jasmine with her drink and meal.
All right, guys. So today I'm going to be doing a fruit punch and burgers. So the theme of today's cooking video is the end of summer cookout food. So when you think of summertime, I think about burgers. So I'm like, of course, I gotta get us a vegan burger. And of course, there's plenty of vegan burgers out on the market. You got your Beyond, your Impossible, Morning Star. There's so many legendary foods. There's so many different burger options out on the market today. But there's nothing like a home cooked meal. Sometimes you want, quick, convenient, but sometimes you want to get down and dirty in the kitchen. So today I'm making a homemade burger. And that's just gonna be a combination of different whole plant-based foods. For my drink, fruit punch, I feel like that's a classic, especially in the summertime when it's hot out, it's 90-degree weather. So for my fruit punch, I'll get right into it and show you what I'm using. Okay, so again, I'm thinking about fruit punch, and I want to incorporate different ingredients that's going to be nice and hydrating, and just, again, whole fresh fruits. So I'll just go right through it. So right here, I just have my coconut water. Again, coconut water is very hydrating, and honestly, coconut water is a good supplement. Instead of doing like the Gatorades with all those additional man-made ingredients, do coconut water. Is great for hydration and is filled with many different electrolytes that we need: potassium, sodium, magnesium, all those great things. So yes, so this is going to be our base of our fruit punch. Okay. Next, fruit punch, we know, is always a red color. So for my red color, I have my cranberry juice. So this here is just a cup of coconut water. I have a half a cup of cranberry juice. I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in. You see, it's that nice bright red, fresh color. Okay, next up, I have some apple juice, just for some added sweetness. And this is just a 4th cup of apple juice. Okay. And then we have our pineapple juice, again, for the nice sweetness. And this is about a half a cup of pineapple juice. Okay. Then I have a splash of lime juice, a little bit. Pop that right in. And then lastly, I just have a 4th cup of orange juice. So don't mind all my little glasses. Recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle. That's what we're doing. We're using these glass jars. Before with some tea in here. All right, so that's about it. So I'm just go ahead and swirl that around. And again, I feel like with these recipes, you can always add more or add less based on how sweet you want it, how tart you want it. The world is your oyster. You can be as creative as possible and adjust based on your liking. So I'm just go ahead. I'm gonna target. I got my Tabitha Brown mug, the little blackie mug. So for my drink, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that right in here. And then, you know, it's gonna be hot outside, so I just have some frozen fruit, and these are just gonna serve as my ice cubes. So I just have some pineapples, and I have some frozen strawberries. All right, so I'm just gonna take a couple pieces, and this is gonna keep my drink nice and cold. And then once it's all melted, I'll have some nice little pieces I can chew on at the end. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop a few pieces in. Voila. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to tip it over and spill it, but they're floating at the top. It looks beautiful, nice red color, and I'm gonna go ahead and give that a taste. It's so fresh. It's so fresh. Now I will say, don't taste like the, you know, fruit punch that has like the generic fruit punch with a bunch of sugar. This is fresh fruit, you know, real fruit from sugar. So it has more like a juice fruit punch feels more. It has more depth to it. So yeah, nice, refreshing. You're not gonna become dehydrated out in the hot sun. Perfect for the summertime. All right, so I'm gonna set it to the side, and then today we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into our meal portion. So again, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna be doing some burgers. Okay, so the base of my burgers is gluten. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys all of the ingredients that I'll be working with. And don't be alarmed, it may look like a lot of ingredients, but again, I'm gonna let you know what things are essential to this recipe, and then you can swamp out some ingredients based on what you have in your pantry, okay? Okay, so for the base of my burger, I'm using gluten. And the reason I'm using this is because this is what's gonna help my burger stick together and not fall apart. So gluten flour, this is vitamin gluten, it's full of protein, and yeah. Next, I'm going to be using some walnuts. Again, for the burger, I like a burger that has texture to it, that has a nice bite to it. And with walnuts, it's a nice hard texture. So when you bite into your burger, these walnuts are going to give it that nice bite that you're looking for. It's not going to be smushy like a bean burger. It's going to get a nice bite. Next up, I have some TVP, another great source of protein. And TVP is just textured vegetable protein. It's defatted soy flour. So straight to the point. Then again, for that texture, I'm going to be going with some quinoa. If you don't have quinoa, you can use rice. Then I'm going with some chickpeas, some tomatoes. I have some onions, garlic. I picked up this flavoring packet from Whole Foods, just garlic and herb. If you can't get to this, you use what you have in your pantry. So if you have like Italian seasoning, umami seasoning, things like that, you get creative. You know what seasonings work best for you. So I'm just go ahead and show you the seasoning I'll be using. Again, I have my umami seasoning. You can pick this up from anywhere. I've seen it in Aldi's, Whole Foods. I got that from Target. You can get it from Giant. Of course, I have my garlic powder and my onion powder. I have some more Italian seasoning. Some sea salt and some black peppercorns. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn my stove on so I can go ahead and start to saute my onions, my tomatoes, and my garlic. And this is what we're looking at, sorry. So we have about, there we go. So we have about 3 cloves of garlic, a 1/4 cup of red onion, and a 1/4 cup of tomatoes. These are the fire roasted tomatoes. So here I use my fire roasted tomatoes, just a 1/4 cup, a 1/4 cup of chickpeas, and then a 1/4 cup of red onion. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw those all into my pan. Give it a mix around and then let that just cook down. And what this is going to do, this is just going to infuse so much flavor into our burgers. when you're going to mix that into our mixture. So it's not only infusing flavor, but it's also going to give it that nice color. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to the top. So while I'm waiting for it to cook down, I'm going to go ahead and mix my other ingredients together. So at this point, I went ahead, before I got on here, I went ahead and I cooked my lentils, I cooked my chickpeas, I toasted my walnuts, and I rehydrated my TVP. So now at this point, I'm just going to combine all of my ingredients. So here I have a half a cup of TVP, a 1/4 cup of chickpeas, a 1/4 cup of lentils. I'm going to just go ahead and add those all to my cup, or my bowl rather. Okay. And here I just have my quinoa and my toasted walnuts. I have a half a cup of toasted walnuts because again, those walnuts are going to give that nice bite, that nice texture to your burger, and about a 1/4 cup of my quinoa. So again, use what you have. If you have black beans, use black beans. If you have brown rice, use brown rice. Again, the only things that I believe are essential in this recipe is just the vital wheat gluten, and that's going to hold everything together. So everything else is up to your preference. So whatever type of beans that you have in your cabinet. You can use pecans, walnuts, sunflower seeds, really get creative and think about make it accessible to you. What you have available, you don't need to go out and get any new ingredients. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just think about some general things and you'll be good to go. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and mix everything together, and I just want to mix that together with my my potato masher. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to turn this down so you can see what's going on. Alright. So I'm just going in and mashing everything together, just so everything is nice and incorporated. And for my gluten-free people, so I haven't tried a gluten-free burger out yet, but I'm just thinking about some different things that you can use. So instead of the gluten flour, you can definitely use chickpea flour, or any other type of flour that you have on hand. But the issue is going to be what's going to keep that binded. So we think about some binding agents. So we think about things such as our chia seed egg or our flaxseed eggs, or we can use some aquafaba from the chickpea water. So those are the things that's going to help bind it. So as you experiment, just keep those things in mind. Okay. So I'm just keep on mashing. I don't want to mash everything up because I still want my burger to have some texture. I'm gonna try to mash as much as possible. So, sort of make it fine and make everything stick together when it's time to put my patty together. Okay. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my seasoning packet. I'm just adding the whole thing in. Add some extra seasoning, some onion powder. And again, I'm just, eyeballing it. If you want specific measurements, I would do about a 4th teaspoon of each seasoning. But again, this is your experiment. This is your food. So do it based on your preference. Okay. Just go ahead and make sure that everything is nicely and well incorporated. Okay. All right. So our tomatoes and our onions are smelling lovely. I'm gonna just let that cook down a little bit more. Okay, while it's cooking down, I'm gonna go ahead and add in about a 1/2 cup of my vital wheat gluten flour. Okay, and as you're mixing it around, you'll see that it'll become like a crumbly mixture. So don't worry, our onions and the juices from those will help rehydrate it and help bring it together. Okay. So after I put I'm gonna go grab the onions and the tomatoes. It looks like they're almost nice and translucent and have like a nice golden color to them. Everything looks like they're incorporated well. And go ahead and grab those and just drop those into my mixture. So after I mix it around and just try to mix it so it cool off a little bit before I go into my hands. So now make sure it's cool. Don't just go in and put your hands in the hot mixture. You can go ahead and combine everything together. And once you start to combine and knead it, you will see that everything will start to get mixed up together. And I actually saved my aquafaba. Again, this is just the water from my chickpeas. I'm just going to add a splash of that to my mixture. And again, this is going to help with the bonding, it has the bonding properties, similar to, when you add egg into your recipes. Making a mess. You're just going to keep on mixing it around until you think that so you don't see any flour left and everything, all the seasonings are mixed up well together. Okay. So then now you're just going to go ahead and make your ball, your little patty. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a pan. Now you can either fry it on the stovetop or you can bake them. If you're baking it, I advise you to use the parchment paper so that when it's time for it to come up, it'll just come up nice and easy. So you can make it as flat or as thick as you want. And look at that, it's sticking together nicely. It's not falling apart. And again, that's because of our gluten flour and the aquafaba, okay? So once you've formed it, you can go ahead and lay that out on your pan. For today's video, I'll be frying on a stove top. And once she fries, it's gonna get that nice brown color, the nice brown burger color that we're all used to. This is what it's looking like. And again, this recipe to this mix, you can also add a little bit of olive oil and it'll help give it that nice fatty flavor. Well, not flavor, but that nice fatty sensation. But I had a little bit of oil in with my onions and my tomatoes, so I didn't add any additional oil. All right. So you just want to keep on doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that back up. So yeah, you just want to go ahead, keep on making little balls for your patties, and then once you're done, you can either set it in the refrigerator and let it sit and firm up a little bit, or you can throw it directly on the pan and cook them up. I've done it both ways, and it came out fine either way. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do that, and then once it's back to me, I'm going to go ahead and show you me frying it up on the stovetop.
Ooh, Jasmine, that looks good. And the thing what I love about Jasmine's recipes too, and really a lot of ours anyway, is that you always go with the plant-based ones.
Yes.
Plant ones.
Yes. And that's just the thing about it. People always say, like when they think about vegan, it's always expensive. But I feel like it gets expensive when you're going to get those specialty ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's from a processing plant, and those things are going to cost money. But when you put that whole plant-based food and throw a little bit of creativity in there, you're good to go. You're good to go.
Exactly. I
Not always
totally.
work out. You're gonna go into some, potholes sometimes, but in other times it do work out, and you're making some amazing food. So
Exactly. You gotta do what you gotta do, and it's delicious and nutritious. So
yeah.
I love to hear it. I love to see it. But yes, how about we go on to Jess? But Jess, before you go on, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, hello everybody. Sorry, technical difficulties, technology can be our friend or our foe. Hopefully today it is my friend. So, I'm Jess. I am the community engagement coordinator at Afro-Vegan Society, and today I am making for my drink. I am making an agave blackberry matcha. Not a cocktail today, but of course I'm going to tell you if you're going to make it into a cocktail how to do that. I'm going to start with that, and then for my food dish, I am making elote, also known as Mexican, which I'm very, very excited about because it's going to be my first time having it as well. So we're going to try it together. So let's get started with our drink. So for the agave matcha, first going to use some blackberries. I'm going to show you my ingredients here. Hopefully you can see, So here I have some blackberries and some mint, and I also have on the side a lemon. So let's start with our blackberries, our mint, and our lemon. So if you have a cocktail shaker, the ones that come with the muddle and come with the thing on top, you're good. I don't have that one. So here, just got a wooden spoon, and any container will do this pirate. And I have a trusty strainer over here, which we're going to use in place of the cocktail. So we're going to start by using about 5 blackberries. These are pretty good size. And of course, this is for 1 serving. This is for 2 or more. You can double. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put them all together in here with our mint and with our lemon. And we're going to do a muddling to get all those flavors out, the juices and the mint. So let's do about, I'd say, about 5 mint leaves. 3. We really want to get that flavor. Okay. And then we're going to roll our lemon. Roll it however the best way to get the juice out as you can. So, let's do our agave. Let me see what kind. So of course agave comes in light, comes in dark. This one is light agave. So as vegans, of course, we do not use it. So I'm using the light. So to the blackberries and the mint, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of agave. Just put it in the spoon. Alright. And of course you can do, determining how sweet you want it. I don't want it too sweet. I more so want the blackberry and the mint to come through. So make it super nice, of course. So let's muddle the blackberries and the mint. And do the best that you can, since we're improvising with the wooden spoon. But primarily, since we're going to strain it anyway, we just want to put the blackberries, the mint, and the agave just to get the flavor down. So we're going to muddle this, and to this we're going to add half a lemon slice. And look, it's coming together already. You can see it really liquefying. So you want to muddle it until you get all the blackberries kind of liquefied. Like I said before, if you have an actual muddler, it'll be much easier, but you look at that. That is pretty good. Oh my gosh. And I don't know about you, but I love the smell of mint. And I think berries and mint go really good together. Blueberries and mint, blackberries. So I'm sure, like, if you use blueberries and fruits of this, it'll be good. So, I roll my lemon. And since it's only a single serving, I'm just going to use half of it. If you are going to do 2, I'd say maybe use the whole lemon. So, go ahead and cut your lemon. I have my half. I got a little squeezer here. If you want to use your muscles, feel free. Right into the glass. Okay. Half a lemon juice. Okay. I'm going to add some water. So I'm just using bottled water. So I'm going to use half a cup of cold water first. So we are going to put it over ice, but cold water works. So you're going to add half a cup of water to your blueberry, mint, agave, and lemon juice. Then I'm going to muddle this a little bit more. And I think we got it pretty well. I hope you can see the consistency. And we are going to strain this, so don't be alarmed by all the chunks in there. All those chunks are really, really good. And like I said, this is a mocktail. So if you want to make it into a cocktail in place of the water, you could use maybe a shot of vodka or tequila or whatever you think will go well with the blackberries or the mint and agave. One more berry that's in a little stubborn. So I really want to put that. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Got all our flavors going. So now, get your glass. I have mine already to put with ice. And I have a strainer. So be very careful. Go away, not for the country people out there. We're going to strain our mixture. So once again, this is our blackberry, our lemon, our agave, mint, and water. So we're going to strain it over our glass of ice. Turn it to make a mess. Then top it off. If you like a little bubbly, a little sparkly, I am going to add some sparkling water. And when I was in the grocery store, I actually found this. So this is sparkling water, but it happens to be with blackberry essence. So we got the actual blackberries, and we're going to put the sparkling water on top of that. So just fill it up so we have half our mixture here. And we're going to fill the rest with our sparkling water. So look at that. Look at the bubbly, the fizz. And now I'm just going to garnish it with some blackberries and some mint on top just to make it look pretty. Blackberries. And a little bit of mint. A little bit of mint leaves. And a little bit of stir. Once again, this is our blackberry agave mint mocktail. Oh. That's really, really good. Really refreshing. You taste the mint, the lemon, the blackberry. So I really suggest that you try this. And please, if you're into cocktails, try it with your alcohol drink. It's really, really good. So we're going to set our mocktail aside, and let's get right into the dish. So, if you're just tuning in, I am going to make elote, also known as Mexican street corn. So I'm excited. I've never had it, but we're celebrating the end of summer, and end of summer cookout food. Who doesn't love corn on the cob? Which is just a way to spice it up. So what we're going to do is first we have our corn. So what I did is I touched my corn. And are y'all still grilling? I'm not grilling, but I do have a grill pan. But if you are getting your last minute end of summer grilling going on, that's perfect. But I have a grill pan over there ready to go. And we're going to get some really nice char and grill nuts. So in our first step, we're going to make our elote. So I have a bowl here. And what we're going to put into the bowl is some vegan mayo. So this one is Hellman's. You can use whatever kind you want. Follow Your Heart makes a really good brand. So we're going to start our elote sauce with half a cup of vegan mayo. Let me know in the comments, have you ever had elote or Mexican street corn? I hear in Mexico, like a pretty popular dish, especially on the street, hence Mexican people. So we're just filling up a half a cup of our vegan mayo. So I imagine we're gonna try to be as traditional as we can, and of course vegan as a recipe. But I imagine you maybe could use butter. Don't quote me on that, but that's really good kind of thing. So we have our half a cup of vegan mayo. We're gonna pour it into a little bowl, and this is our sauce for our alert. So what I did to prepare the corn, I put the bucket, and then all I did was I blanched it. I boiled it for about 4 to 5 minutes because we are going to put it once again into the grill or on the grill if y'all are still grilling. So we have a half a cup of our vegan mayo, and to that, I found that it's called Inspo chili pepper powder. So you can use regular chili powder if you have it. I think cayenne would also be good. But from what I found, the Inspo chili powder gives it that really authentic Mexican food. So I've never had this. I like spice, but not too much. So I'm only going to use a half a teaspoon of the Inspo chili powder. And also, I'm going to get the corn at the end. We're going to add a little bit of this on top for color and just get a little extra spice. So just a half a teaspoon of this into our vegan mayo. But if you like spice, man, or if you've had this before, add a little more. So it's really whatever you like. So, but for me, just a half. And plus, you could always add more. So to that, we're going to add a little bit of lime. So, actually, lime does stand on it. So, here you roll all your lemons and your lime. Get the most you can. I did sound my best. So right back here. Little lime zest in there. I like lime flavor, and the zest of lemons and lime always brings out the flavor more than the sweet. A little bit of lime zest. And then I'm going to cut the lime and add the juice as well. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I mean, I've never had elote or Mexican street corn, like I said, but I love all of these flavors. I mean, they go so well together. So got the lime just in there. So now, cut my lime and a little. Let me use my squeezer again. Right into our vegan mayo and we have our Inspo chili in there. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we got our lime juice and our lime. So to that, garlic. You love garlic? I love that. So I'm gonna give a little whack. And then, I don't know about y'all, but I do not enjoy cutting garlic. I mean, I guess if you like big pieces, that's great, but I just prefer to grate it. It's easy. So, a grater like this. So I have my garlic clove here. And look how easy it is to grate garlic into whatever dish you're making. If you never tried it, I would recommend it. Look at all that you get. So much easier than cutting it up. But I like a lot of garlic, so I'm gonna use the whole clove. So if you're not a garlic fan, you can use a little less, or you could omit it entirely. But I like. So that's 1 clove of garlic, and then cilantro. So what is the verdict on cilantro? I feel like it's a bit of a debate. Some people love it, but I hear people hate it. How do you guys feel about cilantro out there? I'm a cilantro fan. Once again, if you are not, which is so interesting, but I do feel like it's like the extreme of one or the other. But I like cilantro, so I'm going to add it. We're also going to save some for when we're dressing the actual pork. So cut it up the best that you can. Into a little mince. Or it can be a little tricky to cut up. agree with that. And I'm only gonna add a little bit because we're really gonna dress it up when we actually can. Right now it's so add your cilantro or don't if you don't like it. But I think this will really add to all the flavors we got. So, like I said in here, we have our vegan mayo, our ancho chili powder, our lime zest, our lime, and our garlic and our cilantro. So I'm going to give it a mix and show you this beautiful color that the chili powder is making. And this is what we're going to put on our corn after we grill it on the stove. But if you are, that's great. Get your last cookout. Oh, that looks so good already. That rich always coming through. It kind of reminds me of it looks like chipotle mayo. I guess it would be. But let me show you how that looks. But it looks very similar to chipotle mayo. So if you were to use chipotle powder, I guess you call it that. But since I'm using the ancho chili, I can't quite call it chipotle. So this is our first step. We have I made the blueberry agave mint mocktail. Which I want another sip of, it's so good. And I got my first step of my local Mexican food corn. So when you come back to me, we're going to be on the stove with our corn, which I already blanched. And we're just going to char it a little bit in our grill pan. So, here.
You made it, Jamila.
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious. It was like.
I want to do a huge shout out to Lita and Kurt, all our volunteers from Vegan Soul Fest. You guys are amazing. We love meeting you in person. You have amazing attitudes. And I just want to spend more time with you guys. But thank you so much.
Me too. We love y'all. I mean, thank you once again, like Jasmine said, to everyone that volunteered. And thank you for everyone that came all 3 days. Mm-hmm. Also, the people that came one day, but the people that came 3 days, we appreciate y'all. Thank you for sticking out with us. We couldn't have done it without y'all. You made it so much easier to make. Thank y'all.
Absolutely. We are grateful for each and every one of you, and we appreciate all of your love and support. So thank you so much to everyone that visited us, that volunteered with us, and for people who just continue to support us online. Much love to all of you. But yes, first of all, elotes, I've heard of them very recently, but I know yours is going to be really, really good. I cannot wait to see this right now.
I'm excited. I mean, how could it not be? The flavors together taste just sound so good. So,
yeah, it looks amazing, Jess. And you know what? I tried elote corn, but I tried it. Have you ever seen like the little small corn, baby corn?
Yeah.
I tried it with those. I was like, okay, this can be like a little appetizer or something like that.
Ooh, so little mini elotes?
Yes.
Oh, sounds good.
I know, that sounds awesome. So yes, Lita, thanks again. And I'm just gonna slide right into mine. Why don't we?
Right.
I'm excited for mine. Just give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Hello, everyone. I am Jamila. I am the marketing director once again. And for my drink and my meal for today, I'm going to be doing an orange soda screwdriver. So if you know anything about traditional screwdrivers, they're usually a orange juice like vodka combo. And since, we can always do orange juice, orange juice can be, you can do that as well. You can do that if you have that near you. But I decided to do orange soda just because it is, this is the end of summer cookout theme. And sometimes people like to have a little bit of orange soda or maybe like a orange seltzer water or any type of thing like that. And to be completely honest, I haven't had orange soda or soda-like products in so long. It's probably been like a year, maybe even more than that, y'all, because once again, we are more on the plant-based side here at Afro-Vegan Society. But I went and got myself some orange soda, not just because of the theme of today, but just because I was on a time crunch and wasn't able to just get some, healthy orange soda or like sparkling water or any type of thing like that. So you can definitely replace this generic brand of orange soda with anything that you desire. It can be orange juice as well. I like the traditional one. But once again, just to stick with the theme of some cookout food, we are having our orange soda today. So I'm going to just let you know what everything is in here. And also, before I start this, I want to tell y'all my meal for today. So today I'm going to be doing mac and cheese. You know you cannot go to a cookout, a barbecue, an end of summer type festivity, festival type thing without some mac and cheese. And I like to do a certain type that I do for nacho cheese, that I do for even cheese on like a cheesesteak or any type of thing like that. And I'm going to show y'all that today. So as I have everything prepared in the background, I'll show you my drink first. And also to add on to that, I know I'm blabbing, but I want to add some fried chicken pieces to my mac and cheese just to give it more of a soul food kick and maybe even add some barbecue sauce to it since that sounds like a great combo. So we'll figure that out a little bit later, but now on to the drink. So I have here the generic orange soda. Once again, you can sub that out for anything that you desire. And I have here some Smirnoff vodka. And honestly, that's literally the ingredients here. Just two things, some vodka and an orange flavored drink or orange juice. And I'm going to add a little bit of ice to mine just to make it a little bit cool, because once again, it's still the summer. The summer hasn't ended yet, just because August is trying to end. So I'm going to add about probably 2 cubes of ice. And as we always like to say, we don't always do total measurements here on Afro-Vegan Society, or what we do like to make sure we measure things to an extent. But realistically, when it comes to this, we want to make sure that we're having as little alcohol as possible and having more of the juice or drink that you desire. So what I'm going to do is add in my orange soda first. So I'm going to eyeball this because that's what we do here at Afro-Vegan Society. Let the ancestors guide us. So I'm going to add about maybe half a cup of orange soda. That's probably about half a cup right there. Maybe a little more. And once again, I am not a soda drinker. This is a very, very rare occasion. So this is going to taste all the way wild for me. So let's see what happens. So setting aside orange soda, and then we have our vodka. So once again, we do a lot of mocktails on here. We do cocktails on here, but we're also not heavy drinkers. So I'm not going to put too much of the vodka inside of my drink. I'm probably going to eyeball this, maybe even do a few tablespoons, maybe just 1 tablespoon to be honest. So I'm just pouring that a little bit into, here, let me show you. Just pouring about half to 1 full tablespoon of vodka into my drink. So that looks like more than it really was, but I can guarantee you it was just about a half tablespoon, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to stir it. Well, actually, do I really need to stir it? I can just do that. I can already tell this is going to taste good. So fingers crossed my tongue isn't on fire after having this soda for the first time in a while. But, honestly, this is kind of good. I actually probably put a little bit too much vodka in here. But either way, it's delicious. I definitely would love to have something like this at a cookout, a barbecue, or just any type of end of summer event. So now, moving on to my recipe for today. So I'm going to be once again making some mac and cheese with my favorite cheese sauce that I've made for years and years. And I also am going to add chicken pieces to it, maybe some barbecue sauce. And for the ingredients of that, you're going to be having a high-speed blender, whatever brand that you have. You're going to be having some cashews, preferably raw. If it's not raw, no worries. You're going to be having a red bell pepper. You're going to be having, for your wet ingredients, you would like to possibly get whatever milk that you have. You could use almond milk, you could use soy milk, whatever you desire. But today I have coconut milk. I love how I did the can opener on the other side. Hilarious, hilarious. So yes, I have my coconut milk right here, and it's going to give it a hint of sweetness. And just like what Jasmine was saying earlier, there are so many benefits to coconut type products. And I love myself some coconut milk. It can go in everything. Let me look at the comments right quick. Thank you so much, everyone, for being active in the comments. We love to hear it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Let me see here. Logic, Lita, don't be making fun of me talking about 4 tablespoons of vodka. Hilarious. Probably. So also for the wet ingredients, we just went over the coconut milk. We're going to have apple cider vinegar, just a little bit of that, a little bit of a tang. And thank you, Dietrich. I'm glad that it looks tasty. You can add whatever hot sauce you have, but I'm going to be using sriracha. I really love spicy food, so I had to do that at your own risk. And of course, we cannot have barbecue food without liquid smoke. Let's be real here. You know you need to have liquid smoke. You can have liquid smoke in your ice cream and your cakes, whatever you desire. But I love having liquid smoke in a lot of my savory foods. And now we're moving on to our dry ingredients. We're going to be having your nutritional yeast. I have a little bit left in these 2 containers, but you probably do need about like 1/4 cup to maybe 1 whole cup, depending on how much cheese sauce you want to. But today I'm going to use the rest of this, which should be a little bit over 1/4. And D Smalls, I have a shot of. Y'all need to stop playing with me. Y'all mean. But as far as our spices, which is the most important part, you're going to be having black pepper, garlic powder. Go heavy on the garlic powder. You're going to be having onion powder, paprika. You're going to be having some Old Bay, or if you want to rev it up a little extra, you can have some Slap Your Mama as well. You can do either or, but I like to combine both of them. Even though they have the same flavor of that Cajun spice, you can never go wrong with having a blend of these delicious spices. And then also, once again, since I like things spicy, you can kick it up a notch and have some red pepper flakes. So let's get started, y'all. So I'm going to take out my blender right here, and I'm going to add everything in. And as I'm also, just a heads up, I also have my noodles boiling right now. So when you are creating your cheese sauce, you want to make sure that you are heating up your noodles. I have rotini noodles, the spiral noodles. Those are really, really good. You can do your elbow noodles. You can do your penne pasta. But today I have the spiral noodles, which I'm so excited for. So I have my noodles boiling right now, and I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. So they are boiling in the pot, and they're getting soft. You want to make sure that you're not overcooking the pasta because the cheese sauce gets really warmed up in the blender. So I'm just going to check on those really quick, and then we can add everything into the blender. So stirring and stirring, checking and checking. And honestly, okay, cool. That is perfectly fine because the noodles need a little bit of work. All good. So I'm going to start on the pepper. So my pepper is already washed. I'm just going to have it down the center, nothing fancy, and just quarter it a little bit. Let me just show y'all a little bit of what I'm doing. So I halved it long ways. Long way. Y'all know what I mean. I have it right in the center. And I'm just going to chop them up into edible pieces, nothing fancy, just because it's just going to go in the blender anyway. So I'm not trying to do anything wild. So I usually add about half of a pepper to this, but it looks like based on the amount of noodles I have, I'm going to have a little bit more. And I actually might just add this whole pepper because once again, having the refreshing flavors of peppers and whole plant food, you cannot beat that. And once again, you're just going to get the nutrients from the red bell pepper. I mean, think about it. Y'all know red bell peppers are extremely, extremely nutritious. And once again, they are delicious. So I'm just going to go over them, making sure that they are not in huge pieces so that my blender can blend them nice and well. All right, nice. Just some huge chunks. And I'm also eliminating the flesh within the red bell pepper and kind of taking out the seeds just a little bit. That's not absolutely necessary, but I just want to make sure that I'm not, I don't know. Also, to be honest, I don't want all those seeds stuck in my blender. You know, you have to wash it afterwards. Not a fan. Great. So now that I have my bell pepper chopped up, I'm going to first add the wet ingredients. And you always want to do that whenever you're doing something with a blender. I'm going to be adding my wet ingredients into my Blend Tech blender. And we're going to be starting with the coconut milk or whatever milk that you decide to use that is preferably unsweetened and is plain. I've made mistakes in the past where I've used vanilla, slightly sweetened milk in my mac and cheese. And to tell you the truth, it wasn't nasty. It was pretty good. However, I want to make sure that this doesn't have much of a flavor, but we all know that coconut milk has its own sweetness to it. So I'm going to be adding about 8 ounces of coconut milk. And this is basically the full fat type, y'all. Y'all can have light coconut milk if you so choose, but I like it full fat. So I have it at 6 ounces, excuse me. And I'm going to pour in until I get about 8 ounces. Perfect. And that is smack in the nose, 8 ounces, maybe a little more. Awesome. And wonderful. I thought I was going to have to use the whole coconut milk can. I get to use a little bit for later. Wonderful. Delicious. Okay, great. So I'm going to also add in my pepper. And we'll get to the other wet ingredients in a second, but I want to make sure that my base, not only just the wet base, but a solid base is also in my blender, just so that it does not just blend liquid in it, because really you have to add several bases sometimes to your blender to make sure that it is doing your bidding. So I am going to be adding this full container of raw cashews into it. It is 10 ounces, so just about over a cup, a little bit over a cup. And I'm going to be pouring the entire container into my blender. Ooh, first of all, can we just all take a moment to think about how awesome cashews are? You can make cashews for mayos. You can make cashews for milk. You can use cashews for so many things, and they're so tasty. Savory, sweet, raw, cooked, it does not matter. Cashews do not discriminate, and I love them. So great. Yeah, and by the way, once again in the comments, let us know. Are you into cashews? What's your favorite nut? All those types of things. We're chatting here. Okay, great. So my cashews are in here. I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon or so of apple cider vinegar. All right, I'll stop there because clearly I have a very heavy pour. So I'm going to put that aside and add in as much as I want as the sriracha, because once again, I cannot resist spicy foods. And sriracha, we all know this. It gives the chili flavor that we all desire. It's nice and vinegary. It gives everything a nice little zip, has a little hint of sweetness. Once again, you can never go wrong with this as well. And the liquid smoke. Perfect. So there is no measurement needed when it comes to liquid smoke. Let's be real here. Do as much as you feel. Okay, great. So now that we got the wet ingredients out the way, let's add in the spices and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to be adding the rest of this nutritional yeast that I have in my pantry. And nutritional yeast is perfect because it not only gives you fortified vitamin B12, but it has a nutty, cheesy taste that can kind of resemble cheddar cheese. Once again, you can use it in raw foods, cooked foods. It does not discriminate. It is tasty no matter what. And looking at your comments, Logical One, yes, cashews is the best. My salad dressings, ice cream, Alfredo sauces, sounds delicious. I love it. And ooh, Dietrich. Let's see, another comment. Dietrich says, yep, make a sweet dip using cashews, vanilla, and agave. That sounds fantastic. All right, cool. Back to our spices. So I'll be adding in some black pepper and let yourself be called to how much you want to put in of these things. There is no true measurement for when it comes to the spices, but now that I'm onto the garlic powder, I'm going to be using like 3 cups of this, to be honest. And this is a nice heavy pour. Oh, you even see the dust coming up. The smell. So I'm going to be adding a heavy amount of garlic powder. No judgment. We all know what garlic powder does, and the same with onion powder. Absolutely delicious. It gives things like such a delicious, savory taste, even when things are low sodium, because I like to have my food a little bit more on the low sodium side. And onion and garlic powder just does it. It just does it. It knows it. What's that saying that people say these days? The youngsters saying these days. It knows the assignment. Excuse me if I don't get it correct. But y'all feel me. All right, and now on to my favorite part when it comes to the spices is the Slap Your Mama and the Old Bay. So we are here in Baltimore. You know we have to do the Old Bay, right? So I'm going to be adding in not too heavy an amount just because Old Bay still does have salt in it. And once again, I like to be more on the low sodium side. So I'm adding about, I would say about a little less than a tablespoon of Old Bay. And for the Slap Your Mama, I'm probably going to be adding barely half a tablespoon of that. And putting that aside. And thank you, Lita. Understood the assignment. And the funny part is, I knew that too. I guess all this delicious food is clouding my judgment right now. But yes, now I have all the ingredients in here, the coconut milk, the apple cider vinegar, the cashews, the red pepper, and all those types of things. And all I have to do is not only blend this up, but I'm going to keep checking on my noodles to make sure that they are not overcooked. And once they're all blended up, I will show you what the consistency of the cheese looks like so we can pour it all together and just taste it all together. So I'm going to end for my half here, and we'll see the mac and cheese a little later. But let's see what Jasmine is up next to for her recipe.
Jamila, I have to say, I don't like to drink too often, but your drink looks delicious. And I would say I would add a little, crunch. I like mine like a slushy, but
Yes.
that looks bomb.
Thank you. It is. I can tell I'm gonna get a little lit off of this, but it is definitely really tasty. Thank you.
Jamila, I was watching you all happy had that. I was like, oh wow, she.
It sounds really good. It really makes you want to try it. Like, even if you're not a drinker, it makes you want to try it because the flavor sounds so good.
It looks good. Like I like drinks that look like that, like translucent. I'm like, ooh, what's in there? I want some of that.
I know. I feel you so much. Awesome. Okay, cool. So shall we get started? Well, not started, but finishing up with yours, Jasmine.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Okay, solo lamb. Perfect.
All right, you guys. So I wanted to hear the last part that you said for me was I was making my little patties. I was rolling them into a little ball and flattening them out. I put them on the stove top, spread a little spray olive oil in there, and then just fried them on each side. And this is what we got. Okay, so again, we got a nice brown color. And then with the gluten and the aquafaba, it's helping it to stay together. So you see, it stays together. It's not falling apart. Now, I will say, the finer your stuff is, like your lentils, your walnuts, your chickpeas, the more finer it is, the better it's going to stick together. But you have to find that fine medium because you still want a nice texture and you can't smash it all up because it's just going to taste like smush. But you need to have it, you need to keep the walnuts in some type of form so you have that nice little bite that comes with it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to bring you guys back down so you can see what's going on. Can y'all see that? All right. So here I have, this is what I'm using. I grabbed this bread from Whole Foods. I just got some sweet Hawaiian rolls. And you always look at the back. What I like about Whole Foods is that they label their food like vegan. And I know that Wegmans does that too. So if you're in an area that has Whole Foods and Wegmans, Trader Joe's does it as well. they'll label and let you know if it's vegan or not. So this is what I'm using for my bread. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you the toppings I have. I just have some ketchup. This is store bought, but in a previous video I did do a homemade ketchup. So if you want to do a little homemade situation, go ahead and refer back to one of those previous videos. But this is just some store bought ketchup. For my mayo, I actually tried to get creative this time and make my own mayo. So this is Afro-Vegan mayo. Let me know if you guys have tried the recipe before. So a 4th cup of Afro-Vegan. This is again just the chickpea water or chickpea juice. A cup of olive oil or any type of oil that you like. I've seen some people say that they don't like olive oil because it has a taste to it, extra taste. So they like to use more of a neutral oil like an avocado oil or like a sunflower oil. But the olive oil worked out. I love olive oil, so I just used that. And plus, that's all I had on hand, so I just went with that. So again, a 4th cup of aquafaba, a cup of olive oil, a teaspoon of lemon juice, garlic powder, onion powder, and some sea salt. You mix it around. And for my first try, it did come out a bit light. So I think next time I might add a little tahini to give it that creaminess and thickness. But it tastes delicious. So I'm gonna just go ahead and so y'all see how runny it is. But that's okay because it still tastes good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and work that on. And then I just cut up some pickles. I'll go ahead. And again, you can think about any type of fixings you want. These are just, I feel like these are the classic cookout food toppings. So your mustard, your mayo, ketchup. Now I just have some mustard here. This is cool. I'm gonna grab the other one. A little ketchup. Let me know what y'all favorite toppings that you all like to use on your burgers. I just like the classic ones because it has that nice, classic burger taste to it. I'm actually gonna go ahead. I like to what they say, season your burger. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some pepper flakes, black peppercorn. And a little pinch of sea salt. Because y'all know y'all gotta season the burger. You gotta season that bread. That gives it an extra oomph to it. And then I just have some green lettuce. Make sure you wash it, nice, because it do be having a little dirt between the crevices. I'm just go ahead and flap that on. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and just pop my patty on. I think that's everything. So this is what we're looking like. Nice, simple. So when you go up to the cookout, y'all ain't gotta be on the outskirts. We have our own burger patties, and these are healthy, fresh fruit. What I'm talking about? Fresh vegetables, all whole ingredients, and it tastes good. Because y'all know, people always say meat this, meat that, but it's all about the seasoning. If that meat did not have the seasoning, it would not taste the way it do. So I feel like food is all about the seasonings. That's how we make it taste good. So yeah, let me see what you all said. Yes, Daisy, spicy must, that sounds good, and barbecue sauce. I'm a texture person, eater. Are the burgers firm? Yes, they are firm. So again, when I was making this burger recipe, I'm all about firmness too. So I can do the bean burger, but I like a little bite to my burger. I like firmness to it. So what gave it the firmness was my quinoa and my toasted walnuts. And I also feel like when you toast the what you're using, so like your beans prior to mixing it, it helps give it a nice firmer texture. So that's why I toasted my walnuts. You can toast your quinoa or your rice. Just spray some olive oil in the pan and then toast it for a little bit, and that'll help with that texture as well. So Yeah, it's pretty simple. Yes, your seasoning is crucial because I was trying this recipe all week and I went in. I'm like, okay, it's fine. And the first set of burgers I made were about bland. I was like, oh no, I need to add my seasonings, and that's why I had my umami. It's full of flavor. My garlic powder, my onion powder, my Italian seasoning. Those herbs give a nice little flavor. So yeah, you really have to be intentional about the flavor. You can't skip on that or you will be disappointed. So yeah, so that's all for me. So I'll wait for the rest of the crew before I taste it, but it's looking delicious to me. And you see they're staying together, they're not falling apart.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I like to see. First of all, I love in the comments that y'all agree about the seasonings. I mean, of course, we talk about that very often, but it looks very well seasoned, very delicious.
Yes, yes.
And it was surprisingly so easy to make. I think people think that burgers, like homemade, is like a big feat, so they always go for the packaged kind. But yours is really easy and really.
Yeah, I think you just got to think about those key things, like how am I going to get my burger to stay together? Because I think a lot of issues that people run together is, okay, when I make these veggie burgers, they're falling apart. So what type of substance is going to help keep my burger together? So again, in my recipe, I use my gluten and my fava. But again, if you're gluten free, you think about your flax egg or like an egg replacer or a share egg, things like that. Something with like a gelatinous texture to it.
Yeah, that binder.
Yeah, binder. Yeah.
Exactly. That's seems hard to come by, but once again, like you said and like you proved, aquafaba definitely does the trick. So, absolutely. Okay, cool. So, Jess, are you looking to wrap yours up right now?
Let's do it.
Yes. Okay, let me just. Perfect.
Hey y'all, welcome back to me. So, just to give you a recap, I am making elote, also known as Mexican street corn. Now, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to show you what I have already released before. So, we made our sauce for the elote, which is we have vegan mayo in here. We have let me find everything. Our ancho chili powder. Let me get it in the frame. Now, if you can't find this, you can use regular chili powder. You can use cayenne, whatever you got. But apparently, the ancho chili pepper powder is the most authentic when it comes to your elote. We also have garlic in here, and we also have lime zest and lime and cilantro. If you're not a fan of cilantro, omit it. And of course, I use just a half a teaspoon of the ancho chili. I'm not too big on spice, and plus I've never tried it, so we can always add more. So I did taste this off camera, and it does need a pinch of salt. That's one thing that I forgot, so I'm going to add that now. This is just sea salt. And I'm going to add a pinch of that to our mayo sauce, whatever you want to call it. But I think you refer to it as chipotle sauce. So over here, I have some vegan feta. So you can use Parmesan. I have, sorry about that, if you heard that. This is Viola Life. Life. Yeah, this is a really good brand. They make a lot of cheeses. They make a lot of good vegan products. I've never had this feta. I've only had the vegan feta at Trader Joe's, so I'm excited to try this as well. And just like Jamila, I have some nutritional yeast to put on top. Now, if you don't have this, you can probably do like a vegan Parmesan. But vegans out there, we put this on just about everything. It's a really good cheesy flavor, and like Jamila said, it has so many nutritional benefits. So it's nutritional and nutritional yeast. So, and we have our lime to put on top. So I'm going to take you over to the stove and show you what we got cooking. Now, like I said, this is end of summer cookout. So if you're still grilling, perfect, use your grill. But for those of us that are in-home chefs, we're doing on the stove. So bear with me, y'all. My laptop went out. Technical difficulties. So I'm using my phone and doing the best that I can. But I do want to give you a shot of the corn. Now, I have a grill pan. I'm sure you can hear it popping. So we got our corn and a grill pan. Now, you can find this grill pan probably like at Walmart. Mine was only $20. So I really want you to see the char that we got on that corn. Do you see that? So So you just want to get it a little charred because it's, you know, you're trying to get the best grill flavor. So I'm about done. I charred it for about, I'd say, 4 minutes or so on each side. And once again, I did blanch it before. So we're about done. You just want to make sure all the sides are good and charred. And this grill pan works wonders. You would have thought you put it on a real grill. So I'm going to go over back to my station. I just plated the corn. There, y'all. Not quite the setup that I had in mind, but we're trying to make it work. So, wait 1 second. I'm going to give you a better shot. Okay. So, we got our corn off the stove. And once again, this was just made in a grill pan. Look at that char on that corn. And you know the char gives it flavor even with the sauce. So you got flavor from the char. And I do believe that with the elote, it is traditionally grilled. So if you don't have a grill or a grill pan, I'm sure that it would still taste great, but we're trying to be as authentic as possible. And once again, if you are familiar with this dish, or if you've been to Mexico, let me know. Let me know your experience with it. So we're doing 2 ears of corn here. And like I said, I blanched this for about 5 minutes. And then we have our trusty grill pan that we put on the stove. And we got a really beautiful char on it. So now that we have our sauce that we made, let me show you the color on that. Hope you can see. Like I said, it kind of looks like a chipotle mayo, but it is made with ancho chili pepper powder and not chipotle. So all we're going to do with our charred corn, we're going to dress it up with our sauce. So this has good stuff in it, like I said. We got our vegan mayo, we got our garlic, we got our lime and lime zest, a little pinch of salt, and cilantro. So we're just going to spread it on top. Can you see that? There you go. We're just going to spread it on top of our corn. And you can use as much as you want or as little as you want. But I believe, you know, you want to get a pretty good cover. So let's see the cilantro coming in the other piece. Once again, this is about half a cup of mayo, that is. Along with our grease. But I feel like we're gonna have a lot more left over. I only made 2 ears of corn, so you could probably get about 4 out of this sauce mixture. So you just wanna put your yummy chili. I don't know what to call it. I want to say chipotle mayo, but it's not quite chipotle powder. Maybe we can call it our ancho sauce. I don't know. Our elote sauce. Let's do that. Our vegan elote sauce. Oh, so that is good and covered. So on top of that, we gotta dress it up, right? So like I said, I have this vegan feta. You can probably use any type of vegan cheese that you find. I believe the traditional cheese used in elote is cojita cheese. I'm not sure if they make vegan cojita. If they do, that's wonderful. But feta is going to do for me. So we're going to crumble just the feta. And let me show you the texture. It's crumbling very nicely. So this is the texture of the vegan feta. So we're just going to crumble that on top and put it on top of our corn, which we smothered so nicely with our, what did I call it? Our ancho sauce, ancho chili pepper sauce, with all the lime and the garlic and the cilantro. And it smells so good, y'all. Like you can smell a little bit of that chili pepper, and the lime is so fragrant. So we got a good crumble of the feta. See, yes, I was about to say, only seen it. And okay. So, like I said, I like cilantro. I'm gonna add more cilantro on top. If you don't like cilantro, of course omit it. But in plus the green is gonna make it look so pretty, right? I'm gonna add some more cilantro on top of our feta. And then put that on there. Get my hands off. It's a little sticky. So next, I'm gonna put a little bit more of the ancho chili powder on top for color, and you want to get a big bite of that flavor, man. Oh, I'm so excited! It looks so good already. Like I said, this is my first time ever having a latte. I don't know how authentic I got it, but it looks pretty good to me. All right. So then let's hit it with some nutritional yeast. Now this is optional. This is, I believe, the same kind that Jamila had. You don't have to add this, but like I said, I feel like vegans would put it on everything. So I'm gonna add a little bit of nutritional yeast on top of the feta. And then you gotta go in with the squeeze of lime. So this is the other half of the lime from our sauce that we made. So we're just gonna give that a little squeeze. Oh, it smells so good and fragrant, y'all. And there you have it. That is our elote, our Mexican street corn, which I'm so excited to try. And how easy was that? I'm gonna give you a shot. Let's see. How about we go this side? So we got that good char on there from our grill pan. If you are grilling, please use your grill. And we got our feta cheese, our cilantro, and our ancho chili sauce. So if y'all try it, please let me know. And once again, if you had a latte before, let me know how it is. I can't quite see, my eyesight's a little back here, a little far away, but we'll go back to your comments when we get back to that. So that's it for me. I'm gonna wait for the others to try it, but I cannot wait. It smells so good. That's it.
Jasmine looks so good. I don't know about y'all, but I'm always drawn to food with that extra char to it. Because when I see the extra char, I'm like, oh yeah, that's seasoned very well. Very well.
Yeah. It's so easy. I mean, you don't need an actual grill to get those good grill marks. Just the grill pan from the store, and it charred so nicely. And the cool thing is non-stick, so I didn't need to add any oil or anything. It just charred right up. So.
Mm-hmm. I see someone said they brought some of the Tabitha Brown. Where did you get that from? I haven't been able to find it. Have any of you guys tried it yet? The Tabitha Brown sunshine seasoning?
It sounds good. I haven't seen it in stores.
Yeah, I haven't found it either.
I love how I was muted again. Hilarious. But I was just about to say, I love how like Tabitha Brown, like everything she touches turns to gold. So like I know that seasoning is bomb. Oh yeah. Yes, and yes.
This is saying about the Lucky Cup.
Exactly. And Krista Morris says that you can find it at Target. So that's really, really good.
Just at Target.
Nice. Ooh, I love to see it. Yes. You bought the seasoning at Target. Thank you for letting us know, Crystal. And once again, I wasn't able to say it because I was muted, but Jessica, that corn looked fire. Absolutely fire.
I'm just waiting to try.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. And I love to suggest, somebody said try to take it off the cob. I think that's for good for some older folks with can't really bite into the corn. That's a perfect option for them. They can still enjoy it and don't have to tackle that cob of the corn.
Exactly. So many ways to enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is a version as well where you can make a lotte like just the corn itself off the cob, but I believe this is for the traditional factor, traditionally made on the cob. But that is a great idea. It's something to try.
That definitely makes sense. Well, you know what? Let's not hold any one of us up because I know we were dying to try our own recipes. So I'll finish mine up and we can all do our taste test and see how it is. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So I'm going to put myself up and let's complete this task, shall we? So as a reminder, I am doing mac and cheese. My noodles are ready. My fried chicken is ready. And the cheese sauce is ready. So while everyone was doing their awesome recipes, I went ahead and blended my cheese sauce up in a high-speed blender. And it is still hot to the touch. So what I did is I added everything into the blender and I made sure that it was on high speed for about a minute or so. And to tell you the truth, my blender, I have my the cheese sauce on so much that my blender turns off automatically because it's so hot. So it's literally hot. I don't know if you can see, it's still kind of steaming, but let me just show you the texture of this cheese sauce really quick because look, I can't wait to try this, y'all. Actually, I was looking on the spoon while everyone was doing stuff, but let me show y'all the texture of this cheese sauce. Nice and smooth. You see how steaming it is, y'all? It's already hot. It is nice and steamy, nice and thick. It's thicker than it looks. I didn't even need to add any cornstarch or thickeners. It was already thick on its own. So this is really perfect and creamy. Oh, y'all. Okay, great. So to plate my mac and cheese, okay, sorry. To plate my mac and cheese, I'm going to take out a container. Yes, Tavia, it is nice and smooth, let me tell you. What I'm going to do is add in some of my noodles. Once again, my noodles are nice and done. Luckily, I'm glad I didn't overcook them. They might be a little bit on the softer side, but I'm going to hopefully, I drained them with my colander. And thank you so much, y'all. I'm glad that y'all agree that it looks nice and creamy and tasty. So I'm going to add in some noodles to my plate. Um, and I already heated up my chicken. I already added some chicken in the oven. So I'm just gonna pour. Ooh, making a mess, but it is all good. I'm sorry, I can't resist. Okay, so let me just add these noodles just a little bit because I'm gonna add everything else to a separate container, and I'll do that actually right now. So I have about like 3 or 4 cups of rotini noodles, y'all. So I'm sure all the cheese sauce will be able to sustain it. Actually, how about this? How about I do this, y'all? How about I add everything to my larger bowl rather than making my own plate, being all selfish? I'm going to add everything to a larger bowl so I can mix all the cheese together and show y'all just how much cheese sauce can really go with these noodles. So I boiled the whole pot, excuse me, I boiled the whole box of rotini noodles. So once again, that's about 3 cups, maybe 4. And I can guarantee you the amount of cheese sauce I have in here will basically be able to take up everything. So I'll definitely be able to use all of this sauce. And if not, I'll have some left over. Not even mad, not even mad. So once again, here I have, probably should have got a bigger bowl, but what can you do? And I'm just going to pour this cheese sauce right over my noodles. So yes, let's be in all of this together. Y'all. Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh. If y'all can't tell how creamy and smooth this is, I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. So I'm just gonna add in that much and just stir, stir, stir. And once again, y'all, the noodles aren't hot. The cheese sauce is. Just because I blended it up once again in my blender for about a minute, and it is still hot. And I'm not even mad. So I'm just stirring and stirring. And honestly, I probably poured about like a cup and a half, maybe 2 of the cheese sauce into my noodles. And it is sounding good. If you want to top it off, if you want to make this even better, which is, I mean, how can you get better than this? But if you wanted to take it up a notch, you could add some sprinkled cheese on top, some shredded cheese on top, add in a little bit of breadcrumbs and pop it in the oven for about like maybe 20 minutes or so. I haven't done that yet, but I know that would be good. So I'm just stirring and stirring. And to be honest, that's all the cheese sauce I really needed. I'm gonna probably add a little more. And yes, y'all, leftover for nachos, nachos all day, every day. Y'all feel me? Like, yes. And honestly, I would probably even use this for not even just pizza, but once again, like cheesesteaks or certain sandwiches. So I'm just gonna add in a little bit more, and I still have enough left. I think I'm gonna actually make nachos. Y'all are really helping me out with that. And G Burnett, yes, jalapeno. I would love to have that with nachos with jalapenos, maybe some black olives. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about that life. And let me just stop talking so I can hurry up and enjoy this because this is looking real creamy right now. Oh yes, I see your comment. Use it for cheesy scallop potatoes. Perfection, perfection. So yes, and I have my Gardein chicken here that I'm going to put when I plate everything up. But now that I have this ready, how about we all plate our stuff up and have our taste test and see how everything is. So let me just have everybody in the same area.
I love that. Mac and cheese is one of my favorite foods.
Yeah.
I love that. And I like that you like it's all whole ingredients. You know, you got your cashews, and I feel like that's the recipe that's gonna keep you full because it has all those healthy fats in there.
Yes.
I just love that.
Oh, I'm so excited. So,
Yeah.
Jasmine, did you want to go first with your taste?
Please.
Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna taste a piece of the patty first. So this is what it's looking like.
Ooh.
Right there. This is what it looks like inside. Texture is there. It's nice and firm. It's not overly seasoned. It's not too salty. It's just right.
Right.
And I feel like the onions and the tomatoes, like that gave it that nice extra natural flavor to it. Like y'all don't like the tomato. I know you don't like tomatoes, right?
Yeah, that's me.
It adds depth to it. That's the word. It adds depth to it. So I'm going to go ahead and fry it together. Right, this is what we're looking like. Nice burger.
Ooh.
Oh. Ooh.
Yellow cheesesteak? Oh, that sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
This is a classic burger. Like with this, you're not missing out on anything.
Mm.
That looks so good,
Success.
And it probably tastes even better because you made it. It's nothing like making your own, you know what I mean?
Exactly what's in there.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't take it out of the freezer, you made it yourself. So looks so good.
Oh my gosh, girl. Look, she's in heaven.
Yes. Enjoy.
I love to see it.
Me too.
All right, so the verdict, Jasmine?
This is a 10 out of 10. Yeah. I want to be embarrassed to bring this to a cookout.
Yeah. All right. And what about you, Jess?
You know, I have been sitting here just smelling all the fragrant flavors. I mean, it's thyme, the cilantro, the ancho chili. So excited. I'm going to go with this one closest to the camera. So I'm going to give you all a close-up. I hope you can see all the toppings on there. So once again, I have my corn on the cob, which I char in the grill pan. If y'all are still grilling, put it on the grill, getting your last-minute cookouts in. We are celebrating the end of summer. And on top, we have some vegan feta, cilantro, a squirt of lime, and a little more of the ancho chili powder. So give it a taste. Try to get the top, get everything in one bite. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Okay. I get the elote now. I get it. This is my first time. I've never had elote.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. All those
like add some sriracha. You know how Jamila had the sriracha sauce? I see some people that they pour the sriracha over that as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, it could even use a little more. I'm going to put a little more ancho chili on top.
Mm.
Oh, the spice, but it's not even that spicy. It's more flavorful. So yeah. If y'all try this, let us know. It's really, really good.
That looks so good, Jess. I love corn. It's so fresh, and then with those extra flavors.
Yeah. It's so good.
And honestly, you can never go wrong with corn. And if you don't like corn, what? You know what I mean? Ooh, yes.
Like you can do so many things with corn. You know, this is just one thing. So I do think this would be a perfect cookout side dish. So
I was gonna say, especially when you have like corn in season, that corn hits different from the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Corn is so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yum. So what would you say it is, Jazz? Like, what's the verdict for you?
You know what? This can be a staple. I give it
Hmm.
9 out of 10.
Ooh.
My first time making it, so now I know that I can really tweak the flavors to my liking. I was being a little shy. I was like, oh, not too much of the chili. But now that everything goes together, yeah. Once I make it again, I'll definitely know how much to put because it's really good.
So Jess, we're gonna take it to a 10.
You know, I would probably add more spice.
Okay. You're a spicy girl.
I would add more of the ancho chili powder into the mayo sauce.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
There.
Oh, I'm like so jealous right now. That looks fantastic.
Well, yours looks good too, Jamila. You gotta try it. See how it is.
I can't wait to show y'all mine because I just plated it up. And by the way, Kendra, saying you don't like corn.
Kendra, you don't like corn?
We're gonna keep our opinions to ourselves. Anyways, yes, y'all. Once again, I added a little bit of fried chicken from Gardein to my meal. I just heated it up a little bit just in case it was. I like my food hot. And here's the mac and cheese so far, nice and creamy, nice and delicious. And in true Black fashion and in true Cookout fashion, I'm going to be adding my sweet baby rays to my chicken because there is such thing as barbecue mac and cheese, and I guess we're gonna learn today.
Jamila, you need your own barbecue line because you use barbecue on everything.
I really do. I put barbecue sauce on cup. I love barbecue sauce.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's always really, really good. Ooh. So let me stop with this and let me try this, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna have a couple thingies of my chicken, and then
I'm so jealous of you, Jamila.
Oh, it looks so creamy.
I wish I had a mac and cheese right now.
need I say more? I mean, delicious. So good, y'all. I don't even know what to say. And the thing is, I've been making this cheese sauce for like 4 or 5 years, maybe 6, and it never fails to impress me every time.
Yes.
Once again, I don't like to add too much salt to it because all the sauces I'm using, all the Old Bay, and it doesn't really need it at all. This is just so creamy, so delicious, so savory.
Right, and it's so versatile. Like all the things that you name that you use it on, like that's just like a staple that everybody used to have in the household. Because like you say, you can go on cheese steaks in your pastas, like jalapeno poppers, sauce, nachos. It's just so versatile and it's delicious.
Oh, I got it. I got a blend
of fried chicken. You say you use the Gardein ones?
Yes, I use at my local market. I'm very grateful that my local market does have a lot of Gardein products. And I use the crispy tender 7 grain, and I believe it was less than $5. And yeah, plant-based 7 grain crispy tenders. So good. And so good, especially with barbecue sauce. So just have to throw that out there. And actually mixing the barbecue sauce and the chicken together with this tastes so good. It just gives it like a nice little soul food flavor, and definitely end of summer cookout.
Nice. Hey Jess, do you have a go-to like pre-made chicken that you like to have on hand? Will be like of all the brands that you try, what's your go-to one?
You said mine? I think my go-to pre-made. I think Gardein, like Jamila, stands out. I'm okay. The thing about Gardein, they make so many different products now, but my go-to used to be the chicken scallopini. Have y'all seen it?
Yes.
So it's kind of like breast. And okay, before going vegan many years ago, I used to love just a chicken sandwich, and I would cook it with rosemary and sage. So after becoming a vegan, those Gardein scallopinis really came through for me because I would put the rosemary and the sage and a little mayo on the bread. So So look for that if you want a good chicken sandwich. And it's kind of like grilled chicken, and it comes out so good. So that's my.
Nice.
That sounds fantastic, Jess. You just made me hungry all over again, even though I'm eating. But yes, we've now come to the end of our cooking demo of our virtual live happy hour. Thank you so much for joining us today. Does anyone have any lasting words before we head out?
Thanks y'all just for joining. Like Jamila said, thanks to y'all in the comments. My eyesight's a little bad, and because my laptop went down, I couldn't see all of them. But thank y'all for commenting, and stay tuned for the recipes. You'll be getting an email for everybody's recipe that was on tonight. So, yeah, happy Friday.
Yes.
Happy.
Just that all. Thank you guys for joining us and engaging with us. As always, we appreciate you guys. So.
Yeah, and join us on the next one. If you don't know, we do these monthly. So next month it'll be another happy hour with new recipes and a new theme. So stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah, and again, we have some new programming coming out. So if you haven't seen already, Jamila has released an ad for our Black Activist Training Program that's coming up. So go ahead, go to our social medias or go to our website and click the link so you can find out some more information. And again, anyone can be an activist. So if that's something that you're interested in, please hop on this opportunity.
Absolutely.
Honestly, y'all said it best. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. So yes, thank you everyone. Make sure to keep watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms. And we so appreciate your love and support. Definitely check us out next month for our next virtual live happy hour. So yes, thank you ladies for joining us today. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You guys.
Bye.